What can GTA 6 learn from previous titles? GTA 5 was a game that revolutionized the gaming world, from its huge open world to its entertaining characters, but it wasn't perfect. It also felt less grounded than GTA 4 and the subsequent DLCs that followed. In today's video, I'm only going to reference GTA 4, GTA 5, and Red Dead Redemption 2, as they're the closest comparatives we have to compare GTA 6 to. With GTA 6, from the information we have so far, whether it be from the trailer, the leaks, or any other information we've had access to over the past few years, it looks like Rockstar are aiming for a boots on the ground approach to storytelling. Probably more in line with what we saw in GTA 4 and Red Dead Redemption 2. One of the staples of Rockstar's storytelling is being able to convey the irony of the situations in which their characters are placed in, and showcasing this through the lens of humour. The juxtaposition in GTA 4 was that Nico came to the land of opportunity to seek just that, and was presented with a bleak land of crime, deception, and characters with severe delusions of grandeur. This was not only conveyed through the characters and the storyline, but also through the lens of the city. The monotone colour schemes, the dark, cold and industrial feel of Liberty City helped sell the player a mindset similar to that of Nico's. The vibe of the city almost felt hopeless. This was very intentional on Rockstar's part. Lighting is 9/10 of the law when it comes to filmmaking, and at the end of the day, that's what Rockstar are making here. Playable films. With this in mind, it would be very interesting to see how Rockstar can present a juxtaposition within GTA 6. If we take the assumption that the storyline is going to be somewhat inspired by the dynamic between Bonnie and Clyde, having the game based on the neon-soaked streets of Vice City is already a contradiction to the nature of that dynamic. But what about the humour? GTA 5 was pretty hot on humour, never taken to the extremes of offence, but still intelligently done with offhand comments from the three protagonists. However, when you step back from the game, you can see the storyline is somewhat loose. There's holes in it, and the characters ending up involved with the FIB is understandable considering Michael's background, but still not convincing nor believable. Now, I personally don't think this takes away from how incredible GTA 5 is. It is an amazing game and probably one of my favourite games ever made, as it is for many others too, but the relatability of the characters is somewhat lost on these slightly unrealistic storylines. Now this brings us on to Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 was a serious game sprinkled with humour. Arthur Morgan was a character that appealed to everyone. Empathetic, sympathetic, and in control of his emotions. Roger Clark did an incredible job of making a convincing character for us. However, this being said, from a humour level, it wasn't very Rockstar. Not a bad thing at all, but an observation nonetheless. With GTA 6, Rockstar are going to have to get creative. It has to be engaging and relatable as a story, but humorous enough to still be a GTA game. But the humour can't be too risky to cause bad PR and investor dropouts, but it also can't be too tame to cause fan backlash. Jeez. That's not an easy task to tackle, and I do not envy Rockstar at all for having to balance that. Now, before we talk about GT Online, I'd like to say a huge thank you to today's video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Now, internet privacy is very important. A lot of games out there use something called the P2P model, which is the peer-to-peer model, where effectively you're not playing on a server, you're connecting to someone else's console and their console's connecting to yours, and a prime example of this is GTA Online. Now, the problem with this is it makes it very easy for people to access your IP address, so it's not very secure at all. But by using private internet access, you're adding a barrier between yourself and the other person's console. You can change your location to one of 50 US states or 91 countries. And this is especially important if you're in the US. You can change your location to a nearby state rather than having to ping your location to the other side of the world. So you can not only get really fast gameplay, but of course stay completely private in the process. Whenever I play in VR or even on my consoles online, I always use a VPN. So if you want to save yourself 83% off and get 4 months free, click the link down below. It's about $2.03 a month, which is an insanely good deal. Now let's talk about online. This is going to be a complicated one for sure, but bear with me. GTA 5's online component was a mastery in how to get caught off guard. GTA 4 Online did great, but the DLCs were the core focus for revenue generation for GTA 4. With GTA 5, the plan was the same, hence why we found out in December last year that there was originally DLC planned for GTA 5, which was later axed due to the success of GTA 5's online component. One of the core issues with GTA Online is that the GTA 5 map simply was not built for it. So to make the map engaging, the way ways to interact with it got very interesting. But by proxy, this made a large core audience disengage with GTA Online. So a large part of Rockstar's revenue is actually being generated by a relatively small portion of their audience. Now I know this isn't a perfect science, but a poll that I did about a month or two ago kind of showcases where the GTA community is sitting in regards to futuristic vehicles. The people that do want them are passionate about them, and the people that don't want them are also equally as passionate about not wanting them. The futuristic vehicles and weaponry are for the most part a byproduct of the need to make GTA Online evolve. However, there is no denying that the majority of the funding for GTA 6 has come from the microtransactions through GTA Online. Without it, Rockstar wouldn't be able to employ as many talented developers as they do. It's a catch-22. For GTA 6, we can safely assume that the map will be designed for GTA Online also, as they know the game sales will only get them so far. The future of Rockstar and Take-Two is for the large part a responsibility of GTA Online's online component. Now, as much as I don't like it, futuristic vehicles will probably be in GTA 6, but most likely in separate game modes, with the core game modes being more in line with what we can expect to see from 5M servers, with the role-playing aspects kind of baked into the standard online mode. Now I don't believe that the new GTA Online will be very similar to roleplay, but I do think some components from it will be brought over into standard game modes for consoles. Now let's talk about the game engine. GTA 4's ragdoll physics were incredible. The only place that suffered were the vehicle physics. The deformation of cars was implemented extremely well. However, the cars themselves were very boaty, if that's the right word. The suspension didn't feel real, and turning a corner made it look like the car chassis was about to separate from the body. But with GTA 5, it didn't feel like they refined this. In fact, they went in the total opposite direction. They made the character physics almost a string of animations. So rather than the world itself having physics applied to the characters, the whole time we were controlling our characters, we were just linking one animation to another. And the car physics felt far too arcade-like. And let's not even get started on how the cars deform when crashed. Now, the arcade-like style of playing made the game far more accessible to far more people, and that's something I am an advocate for. However, it felt a bit too much like a racing game, not a real-world simulation. Now, of course, I understand this all depends what you're looking for in the game you're playing. Some people would prefer more realistic simulation styles of playing, more people would prefer more arcade styles to make it more realistic to an actual racing game. I'm hoping in GTA 6 we may have some options to customize the sensitivity of steering, and maybe even the ability to adjust some of the settings for our vehicles, the torque, acceleration, the tyres, the grip, all of that stuff. If they're able to implement that, it should create a more inclusive experience for as many people as possible. I think a simplification of this would be, for GTA 6, it would be great if we had the vehicle deformation that we had in GTA 4, but with more similar vehicle handling to GTA 5, or at least get the best of both worlds. Now, another major thing that can be taken from GTA 4 is the hand-to-hand combat. In GTA 5, the hand-to-hand combat did not feel realistic in any way at all. It wasn't an enjoyable part of the game. In the back alley cage fighting scene, you could really see that that mission was only implemented to show off how well Rockstar can do hand-to-hand combat, and they have done it really well in previous games also. In Red Dead Redemption 2, we saw that Rockstar had really improved their approach to hand-to-hand combat, and with the information that GTA 6 is being based off a more advanced game engine, hopefully we can expect to see some really insanely good hand-to-hand combat in GTA 6. Overall, it would appear that GTA 6 is going to be an accumulation of all of Rockstar's knowledge and experience to date, and I'm extremely excited to see how they showcase this knowledge and implement it into GTA 6. Thank you to Private Internet Access for sponsoring today's video, and of course thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.